In this video, I'm going to be getting the Platinum Trophy on the Callisto Protocol. Now, back in October of 2023, I played this game as it was free for PlayStation Plus around that time, and me and my girlfriend were in the Halloween mood, and this was about a week before Halloween at this time, and we wanted to play a horror game to get into the Halloween spirit, so we chose the Callisto Protocol as it was free at the time. And I absolutely enjoyed this game at that point, and I played it to not go for the Platinum at all. It was just simply to just get into the Halloween mood, just a fun little game to play with my girlfriend, and naturally I got 22 out of the 27 achievements from just naturally playing the game. So I only needed 5 more achievements left to get, so 4 more achievements and then 5 being the Platinum Trophy. 3 out of the 4 achievements are probably like the most grindiest and hardest ones, one of them being to complete the game on the maximum security difficulty. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today in this video. Now, the guide said that this was a 5 out of 10 difficulty, and this is the guide that I use for most games, and I didn't actually use a guide for this game the whole time because, like I said earlier, I played this game the first time naturally not going for the Platinum, and then obviously I didn't need a guide for the second time, and I just wanted to see the guide just to see what it was. And the fact how it's a 5 out of 10 is actually quite funny, because I know certain games are difficult for certain other people and certain styles are difficult for certain people, but for me this was at most a 2 out of 10, only because of the maximum security difficulty. But even that, this game was not that hard at all, and I wanted to see other guides just to see if this was actually that bad, and one of them said it was a 7 out of 10 difficulty, which made me laugh even more because this game really was not that hard at all. So also, guys, before we start the video, I noticed on my analytics that 93% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So it would mean a lot and help a lot as well if you guys subscribe to my channel, as it only takes 2 seconds and it's little effort at all. And if you're willing to watch on average 20 minutes of a video that I usually do, it doesn't take long to spend 2 seconds pressing the subscribe button. So it would mean a lot to me and help the channel out a lot if you guys subscribed. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So with me already getting 22 out of the 27 achievements on this game, there was only one step to obtain, and that was to complete the game on the hardest difficulty, as well as get all the rest of the collectibles that I had not yet gotten. And before I do that, all the achievements that are popping up on the screen right now are the achievements that I had gotten back in October of 2023, and luckily the video clips still had saved from at that time. So just quickly showing you guys now that I got all these achievements back then. Then it was on to starting the game, and I ended up starting this game on New Game Plus, as I wanted to keep all of my stuff that I had originally had, all my upgrades and all my guns, and it did make this a lot more easier. So that's probably why this was a lot more easier than me. But we started off the game watching this cutscene of this woman who ended up getting attacked by this zombie looking thing, and there was an outbreak that happened on the planet, which led us to the main character that we play as, called Jacob, and we were with our friend Max, and we're delivering some cargo to some other destination, and we ended up exploring this Jacob for a little bit. And this was basically the first tutorial. So there's 8 chapters in the game, and this was the first chapter, but it was the tutorial chapter, so it was only 5-10 minutes long, and we just were exploring the ship as Jacob until that same woman with a few other people came onto our ship. So we had to hide away, and then eventually she found us, and then we pressed this thing to open the back of the ship to suck her out. But then she shot the window, which led us in trouble as well. So we had to climb all the way back to the sea and then fly away. But as we flew away, our friend Max ended up dying in a horrific death. And then after that, we ended up getting taken to this prison, and this guy called Captain Ferris. And then after that, this doctor pinned us down into the chair and inserted this thing into the back of our neck, which ended up being our health throughout the game. And it's this memory thing, which, it stores all your memories. It's a weird thing that they put in your head, but they put it in the back of my neck. And after that, we were in our cell to where an outbreak broke out, where all these zombies were just breaking out, and no one really knew what was going on. And then I ended up getting out of my cell until we ran into an ally that would be quite important in the game, called Elias, who ended up becoming our ally and our friend throughout the game. He gave us this shiv to break through these doors, and then once we got through the door, I ran into my first set of zombies. And then this was the perfect time to get my first achievement, which was to perfect dodge 5 attacks. There we go! After getting that achievement, a few minutes later, Elias managed to break out of his cell, and then he said to go meet him, so that was exactly what we were trying to do. And as we were going to meet him, we ran into Ferris, who was in this room talking to somebody, probably the warden, and then using the shiv, I tried to get out the door, but he heard me and then shot me with this stun gun, and then was getting angry and saying like, you know, we shouldn't be here, blah, blah, blah. But then we let some zombies out onto him, and then the zombies threw him out of this window, and he was allegedly dead. And then I just continued through the game, and even though I found the majority of the collectibles already, I still wanted to use a guide just in case I would somehow miss one. So I just thoroughly used a guide and made sure I found every single collectible. And later on in the video, you guys will see that I actually missed 2 collectibles, which was very annoying, but we'll get more into that later on. But anyway, I just continued through the game, and at this point I was at the end of chapter 4, where I managed to get to Elias, where we would get on these suits to get out of the building and find a ship to like just escape this whole place in general. And then we ran into Ferris, who was actually not dead, but he was obviously infected because he had like all these black veins around his face and he just didn't look human. And he ended up pressing this button to take us out of this building. And me and Elias got separated, but then we didn't know where Elias was, and he called us saying that he was in trouble, which wasn't good. And then once he activated his emergency beacon and we saw him, we ran over to him, and then this was quite a heartbreaking scene where he unfortunately died, and it was actually quite sad to watch.
Keep going, come on! No, bro. I'm done.
No!
It's because of you. I got out.
Aww. Oh, it's heartbreaking, man. Oh, it's what he said. He's just happy he got out. Oh. That's actually really, that's emotional, that is. It was horrible watching it the first time. Anyway, literally a couple seconds after that scene where Elias died, that Danny showed up, which was the woman from the start of the game on that cutscene where that zombie attacked, and also the woman that attacked on our ship. And obviously she was also in that prison as well, but managed to escape just like we did. And our character was essentially like, we should work together because on our own we don't stand a chance, and she obliged unwillingly, but was like, you're walking to this place, whereas she took this vehicle. So we ended up walking to the place that she said and ended up meeting her after a while. And then we ended up getting onto the vehicle, and we were trying to get to the ship to get us out of it. But before we got to the ship, she saw our ship that was like obviously broken down and crashed from the start of the game, and went into the ship, and we didn't know why. And she basically thought that we were the reason that attack on her planet called Europa actually happened. So she wanted proof by going to this like box that we were holding stuff in and being like, open the box. And she was forcing us to open the box, to where we opened the box, and there was just a bunch of medical supplies in there. So she slowly started to trust us, as there was no proof that we were the reason that whole attack happened on her planet. And a few moments later, we ended up getting to the elevator, making it to the ship. And as we got to the ship, we got the warden showed up, who wasn't actually there in person. He was a hologram. And he was basically talking as if he was the reason like all of this is happening, and he was behind everything. And he blew up the ship, which resulted to blowing up the platform that we were on. And we fell down, all like so far down, back into the building. And we were still with Danny, and then a few moments later we got split from Danny, and then as we got split from her, we ran into these new types of enemies who are zombies, which are like zombies that can't see, so they react to sound. And if anyone's played The Last of Us, they're basically clickers but on the Callisto Protocol, so they can't see but they react to sound, so you gotta move quietly around them. At this point the game started to get a lot more tricky, but it wasn't as bad as I thought still, but it was starting to get a bit more challenging up to this point. And there was a point where we had to turn all this power on to get up to this platform. And after turning on all of the power to get to the platform, this was where like a bunch of enemies showed up. And this was like, except for the final boss fight, the most afraid of on this difficulty. But it wasn't too bad, even though I died a couple times. Oh, okay. Oh, it sucks because I'm going to have to heal now. Come on. Nice. Yeah, here we go. Alright, we got... Oh, I forgot. I remember this enemy. Alright, let's see how this goes. Right, hit. No, that was a mistake. Oh, okay, yeah. I am one hit. if I get hit by that thing, so I should probably stay away. I just died. I can't believe I'm one hit. That's ridiculous. Okay, I changed guns in time. Nice. Yes, yes. Come on. Okay, I think they're dead. Have that. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. However, it was not easy because I died a few times, so... But that is now over, so that's awesome. And after that part of the game, I just continued through the story, and again, there wasn't really much that went on. It was just trying to regroup back with Danny, to which where I eventually did that. And after doing that, we just went and tried to find a way out of this place, and then we ended up going into this room where Captain Ferris again was in that room, and we ran into him again. And he ended up being twice as big as before and had all these like black veins around him. It just didn't look human, and it was clear that he was like turning into, if not already turned into, one of those infected zombies. And then that led to like a 2-minute mini boss fight, which was basically like, I guess, a little tutorial, like a little teaser of what was to come in the final boss fight later on. After that 2-minute sequence of just literally that mini boss fight, he then threw us into this little room and the door shut, and then after that this like small little infected thing, which basically if it gets onto you it infects you. It got onto Danny and like was biting into her face, and then she ended up becoming infected to where we had to find a cure for her, and this was where we were on our own while she was like led down because she just couldn't physically continue. So we ended up having to find a cure for her, which led us to the final boss fight, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh no, okay, here we go. Oh no, oh, that's not a good start. Actually, before I continue with this boss fight here, I'm going to quickly go onto photo mode and get this achievement. Right, how do I literally just like take the picture? Yeah, mugshot. There we go, that was easy. Alright, let's now defeat this boss fight. Come on. Stop hitting, stop hitting. There we go. I need to change gun, actually. Oh, that's not good, is it? Oh, that's not good. I got a bit carried away with the gun. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, yeah, this is what I remember. He all of a sudden turns into a walking volcano. Look at that. I'm not going to melee him once. Oh, it's bombs. It's bombies. Bombs. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, I just died. I just died. Okay. I've completely forgot he starts spawning in those, like, bomb ones. Alright, move out of the way. Okay, nice. Yes! Come on! Alright, I only died once. I will take it. So yeah, that boss fight was a lot easier than I actually thought it was going to be. Like, I know I only died twice. I know in the video I only said once, but as you guys would have seen, I died twice. That was my mistake on my behalf at that point. So yeah, I only died twice, which was a lot less times than I thought I was actually going to die. And this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. But once completing that boss fight, the warden actually ended up showing up and saying, like, you know, we've ruined everything, blah, 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 you know, the usual. And then he tries to make us deal saying, like, we can escape at the escape pod if, like, we don't use the cure or something like that. But anyway, we cured Danny, and then he was like, you're making a big mistake, and then he ended up blowing up the whole building. And as Danny tried to shoot him, he wasn't obviously getting shot because he was still a hologram. So me and Danny ended up running to the escape pod to where there was only one escape pod. And Jacob made the big decision of putting Danny in that escape pod. And I know I've obviously spoiled like a couple things for this game, but there are still like so many more like things on this game that I haven't even mentioned. So if you guys are like interested in this game, I highly recommend you play it, because this was definitely by far, in my opinion, a good game, and still a lot more things to uncover that I have not mentioned. But anyway, we sent Danny off into the pod, and Jacob was there on his own fighting off some zombies.
Jacob.
Oh, it's the doctor.
Reactor core temporary safety
Oh my, I forgot about that. Oh, that scared me. Okay, that is the end of the game. And there actually is a DLC that I have not played yet. I assume is like set after this and is about like, you know, continuing to play as Jacob and get out of there. Which obviously I will not be doing on this video, but if you guys do want to see me do that, then just let me know in the comments. The Protocol is about life. Beat the game on maximum security difficulty. And wait, parole, did I? What's that? Oh yeah, finished New Game Plus modes. Because yeah, I did this on New Game Plus, which was a lot easier than just starting a new game in general. Now, that would have been the platinum if I didn't choose to follow the wrong guide and, well, an outdated guide. And I've missed one collectible, as I said earlier, so there's not really much to say. I'm going to go ahead on the easiest difficulty, because unfortunately you cannot chapter select. And I'm just going to find this one and last collectible on the easiest difficulty. So at that point I knew that this wasn't going to take very long, and once going through the first and the start of the second chapter, I had a feeling that I only needed to get one more collectible, as you guys would have heard me just say. However, once I got this collectible in chapter 2, I did not get my achievement, and this is where I started to get a bit confused and a little bit worried because I didn't know what I missed. And then it turns out that on every chapter you can actually check which ones you missed and which ones you haven't. And I don't know why I didn't know this sooner, because this was so annoying, because if I had just paid attention to this, then I would have known which ones I missed there and then I would have got this platinum done at this point. But unfortunately I had to play through the game up to chapter 6 to get my last collectible, and you'll never guess where it was. I was so embarrassed. Okay. Alright, so this has taken, well, actually it hasn't taken longer than I thought, but I've missed one literally right here. I don't know how I missed this prior, because it's literally right here, but I'm hoping that this is the last one I need. And it is, yes. Grim Reaper. I'm so unhappy that I had to do that, but it's over, Jacob. Thankfully, I have now got this platinum. I'm very happy. Alright guys, so yeah, I think overall that was a very easy platinum to get. I mean, like I said, I played this game back in October getting ready for Halloween, like with my girlfriend. I'm not, you know, not even going for the platinum, etc. And I literally got 22 out of the 26 achievements by like just not even trying. I was expecting the hardest difficulty to be more harder than what it was. Like, I know the enemies were stronger, but I think just because of how easy the controls are to like dodge enemies and stuff, like all you literally have to do is hold the left stick, either left or right, to dodge, and it's as simple as that really. I mean, obviously if you get hit then it takes a good chunk of health off, but that was a lot easier, that difficulty, than I anticipated it would be. And overall this platinum has been a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, I was quite upset that I had to like, you know, there's no chapter select and I had to restart the whole game, but the fact how I found every single collectible except for 2 on my own, and one of them admittedly, yes, was very difficult to find, but one of them, which you guys would have just seen, was absolutely, I can't believe I missed that. I might need glasses. Overall, this platinum was a lot of fun, and I do recommend this game to anyone that likes horror games. And like, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I could be wrong, let me know in the comments, guys, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that this game was also made by the people that made Dead Space, and I've never played Dead Space in my life, and I would want to. So if you guys like want to see that as a platinum video, let me know in the comments, because I'd be interested to play that game, because if it's very similar to this but like 10 times better apparently, then yeah, I'd 100% get the platinum on that. But regardless, I'm going to end the video there. So if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and take care. See you guys later.